All right, let's just jump right into this. It's a pretty painful question, isn't it? Is your digital marketing budget just going to waste? For so many small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, marketing often feels like you're just throwing hard-earned money straight into a digital black hole. You spend on ads, you try your hardest to game the algorithm, and then at the end of the month, you're left scratching your head wondering where the budget went and, honestly, why the phone isn't ringing. Well, today, in this explainer, we are going to unpack a source that tackles this exact frustration head-on.
Now, if you own or run a growing SME, these specific pain points are probably going to feel a little too familiar. First up, there's the limited access to affordable, tailored solutions. I mean, let's be real. Most talk-to-your agencies only really want to talk to you if you've got this massive enterprise budget. Second, ineffective budget use. This usually comes down to poor analytics. You just can't optimize what you can't measure, right? And lacking clear data leads directly to wasted spend. Third, scaling to a global audience is incredibly difficult when your team is small. And finally, there's a serious lack of reliable platforms out there to actually find vetted marketing professionals. It's completely overwhelming, and it almost always leads to stagnant growth.
But here is where the story shifts. Enter TechMax SEO Fight Agency. Founded by Maxwell Amandi, this agency is stepping in as this AI-powered growth engine specifically designed to solve these exact SME struggles. Throughout this explainer, we're going to look at their business models, their proposals, and their raw data to understand exactly how they're making advanced, data-backed digital marketing accessible, affordable, and most importantly, highly effective for smaller businesses. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the SME marketing struggle. Then, the cost of guessing. Third, we'll dive into the TechMax solution. Fourth, we'll explore AI and global talent. And finally, we'll wrap up with real results and real growth. Okay, part one, the SME marketing struggle, or what we like to call the digital disconnect. The source really highlights their foundational philosophy, which is built around the phrase ideas that matter. It's all about giving SMEs a crucial tech-first edge. They operate right there at the intersection of strategy, technology, creativity, and data. They aren't just out there selling ads, they are literally building predictable digital growth systems to rescue businesses from that awful feeling of uncertainty we talked about just a minute ago. You might be wondering, why is this intervention needed right now? Well, just look at how fast things are moving. The global digital marketing market is projected to grow at a massive compound annual growth rate of 13.9% from 2023 all the way to 2030. It is marching straight toward $1 trillion valuation. The big takeaway here is pure urgency. The market is accelerating. If SMEs don't have access to cost-effective, data-driven marketing right now, they aren't just standing still, they are actively falling behind their competitors. And falling behind? Yeah, that's simply not an option. Which brings us to section 2, the cost of guessing, and why traditional models just keep failing smaller businesses. We can really understand the power of their solution when we contrast it with the current problem. The old way is essentially an expensive guessing game. It's defined by ineffective budgets just scattered across random channels, a massive lack of actionable data insights, and reach that is strictly localized, constrained by whoever happens to live in your zip code. But the TechMax way? It replaces all that guessing with AI-driven strategy. It shifts the entire focus purely to ROI, or return on investment, and it completely shatters geographic borders by connecting you directly with global talent. It's about moving from total chaos to absolute clarity. Let's unpack that clarity in section 3, the TechMax solution, and how they transform uncertainty into growth. So, what's actually in their toolkit? This is the TechMax arsenal they deploy to solve these industry headaches. It's a solid 4-pronged approach. First, an AI-powered analytics platform. Second, a global digital marketing hub. Third, a structured client referral network designed to drive that sweet, organic word-of-mouth growth. And fourth, full-service SEO and paid media execution. They don't just hand you a software login and say good luck. They give you the strategy and the hands-on execution to actually make it work. Let's drill down a bit deeper into the mechanics of this in section 4, AI and global talent, creating smarter workflows. Look, we hear AI thrown around constantly as a buzzword, right? But the source shows they apply it super practically. Their AI-powered marketing analytics platform provides real-time, actionable insights and predictive analytics. The goal here is singular: optimize campaign performance and physically stop budget waste in its tracks. It tells you exactly which ads are working, which keywords are actually converting, and where your very next dollar should go before you even spend it. But hey, the best technology in the world is completely useless without great people. Their global digital marketing hub operates on a really clean 3-step workflow. Step 1, TechMax identifies the specific gross needs of the SME. Step 2, Instead of a torturous months-long hiring process, they connect the business via their hub with vetted global marketing professionals. We're talking experts in everything from SEO to UI/UX design. Step 3, they execute tailored, localized campaigns at scale. Essentially, it gives a small business the execution power of a massive corporate marketing department, instantly. All right, theory and workflows are great, but let's pivot to the hard data in Section 5. Real results, real growth, because the proof is always in the numbers. And speaking of numbers, wow! The standout metric from their growth dashboard is a 3.6x leads growth multiplier. This is the effect they are achieving consistently. When you actually stop guessing, when you apply AI analytics, and when you utilize top-tier global talent, you don't just get tiny incremental bumps, you literally multiply your lead pipeline. And that multiplier effect, it ripples out across all their key metrics. They're seeing a 184% jump in organic reach. Their campaign ROI is up an incredible 92%. And overall organic visibility is growing by 36%. The really cool insight here is that these strategies create a holistic uplift. The SEO feeds the visibility feeds the reach, and the targeted paid ads ensure that the ultimate return on investment is practically doubling for their clients. Let's bring this down to earth with a specific real-world case study from their records, breathing space psychotherapy. By using TechMax's SEO expertise, specifically dialing in their on-page elements, doing deep keyword research, and strictly adhering to search engine best practices, this practice achieved a massive 300% organic traffic growth. Think about that. That means 3 times as many potential clients finding them naturally through Google without having to pay a dime for every single click. Because behind every data point, there's a real human impact. Just listen to this glowing testimonial from one of their clients, Brittany Sims, a licensed clinical social worker. She says founder Maxwell Omondi's expertise significantly improved online visibility and brought measurable growth in traffic and engagement. It builds incredible trust when a business owner can verify that these tech-heavy, AI-driven systems actually translate into real, tangible human engagement for their specific practice. Which leaves us with a final provocative thought. We've seen the struggles SMEs face, the wasted budgets, the total lack of analytics, the talent gaps, and we've seen the TechMax solution, AI-driven insights combined with a global hub of vetted talent that produces verifiable, multi-fold growth. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop guessing and start scaling smarter? It really might be time to rethink how your business approaches the digital landscape. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.